Hey guys, Sykeko here again. Now we're doing the 200 subscriber video as I promised, and this video is going to be a game room tour. So, come on, let's go. So starting with my NES collection, now at the time of this video I have 177 different NES games. Some are complete in box, some are just loose like this. I won't go through them all, but a couple of them that are good. I do have like Bigfoot. It was a fun monster truck game. Adventure Island series. I got 1 and 3, I don't have 2 yet. One of my favorite games, Blaster Master, great game. This one's pretty rare these days, but Bucky O'Hare. I seen it at the pawn shop today. The game and the manual, $163. Pretty crazy. Classic, even though it wasn't really one I played a lot, but Contra. Deadly Towers. Another one I played as a kid, Demon Sword, another different title. We got the Double Dragons, we got Dr. Mario, who's a fan favorite. DuckTales, another great title. Friday the 13th, Ghostbusters, one of the hardest games on the NES library, the Ghosts and Goblins. What else do we have here? We got Iron Sword, Karate Kid. I used to speedrun this game on Twitch. I don't anymore. Kid Icarus. One thing that every NES collector has to have is the original Zelda. Life Force is another good one. Another one, couple. The Mega Man series. I do have Mega Man 2 and 3. Those are the main two, but I still got to get the other ones. Metal Gear Solid, a lot of sports titles. We have Snake's Revenge. That was one I grew up with. Really good game once you get past the first stage of it. We have Star Tropics. Great title. Super Mario Bros. 1, 2, and 3, and the Duck Hunt. I mean, these are classic games. Probably one of the best games on the NES. We have the original Ninja Turtles and the arcade one, or the second one. Still got to get the other ones. Total Recall, X-Men. Another rare game I have is Uncharted Waters. I searched high and low for this game as a kid, and I found it once. I probably paid like $6 or $7 for it. Back then it was quite a bit, but nowadays this is like upwards of an $80 game, depending on who you get it off of. And I got the Wheel of Fortunes, and that's pretty much it. I do have the other Zelda game, and my rarest game of all, the lovely Action 52. A lot of people hate this game, but it's actually not that bad once you play it a little bit and you understand it. But I mean, yeah, it is still crap, but it's not as bad as people say. Moving on to Super Nintendo. I really don't have a lot of Super Nintendo because I don't. I mainly focus on like the NES, but I do have Bassmasters Classic, which is one I used to love. I love the fishing games for Super Nintendo. Bubsy, Contra 3, all the Donkey Kongs. Link to the Past, another good one. We have all the Mortal Kombats, Ren and Stimpy, Star Fox, Street Fighter, Super Mario All-Stars, like Mario's, Super Mario Kart, Super Star Wars, Toy Story. And that's pretty much it for Super Nintendo. Not a lot, but I do have some. So moving on to my N64 collection, I have 50 games. A lot of them are just sports titles, but I do have a couple good ones. Bomberman was a very good one. I have both Zeldas, Majora's Mask and Ocarina of Time. Probably my favorite games for the N64. I have Mario Party 1 and 2. Still got to get the third one though. I have Star Wars Rogue Squadron, which was one I spent a lot of hours playing between me and my father. We played a lot of this. Super Mario 64. Should have it in your collection. I also have Donkey Kong 64. And South Park as well. Fun little titles. I have all my handheld stuff. I have a red DS Lite, a blue one, a white one. I have some of these Game Boy Advance SPs that I still use. A little thing for Guitar Hero. I have a white Game Boy Advance. I have a red one as well. They both work. I've also stuck on here my little Lamborghini Aventador. I wasn't really into model cars or whatever, but I got that because I do like Lamborghini stuff. I have a green Game Boy Color, a blue one, and a clear purple as well. I do have some of the old school games. Pokemon Red was my favorite. I played that a lot. Got Mega Man. Got a couple other ones, Dr. Mario or whatever. Pokemon Crystal I have. So I got a few. DS games, I basically just got some that I bought off a guy. Like Super Mario Bros. It's a fun one. We keep going to the next level. I have all my PlayStation portable stuff. I do have a pink one. Pink PSP. I have a green one that came with the Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker set. I do have the white Darth Vader PSP as well. I'm not a big collector on the PlayStation stuff, but I do have a couple things. I do have my very own Ocarina. I don't know how to play it, but I do have it. And I have some GameCube games right here. Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door, Mario Party 7 and 5. I do have Luigi's Mansion, Zelda Wind Waker. Basically your main titles. I don't really collect much in GameCube either. Moving down farther, this is probably another one of my favorite to collect just because it's so cheap, but it's the Atari 2600. The shops or whatever will sell you like a 5-pack for like $10 or even cheaper, so it's not too bad. So I do got like Donkey Kong. I do have Sword Quest, Earthworld, Fireworld. Those are decent games. They had their events and stuff or whatever for them. I do have E.T. It didn't come from the landfill, but I have a copy of it. Millipede, Defender, Combat, Berserk, Basketball, great game. Asteroids, another favorite. I do have a couple 5200 games. You don't come across these very often, so I only got the two when I found them. I bought them. I do have some television games. Nothing really that stands out, but Sea Battle, just like shit like that. One thing I do have that's really pretty cool is the IntelliVoice games. So I have Space Spartans. I have the infamous B-17 Bomber. I have Bomb Squad as well. And I do have the Intellivision voice synthesis module CIB in box. Oddly enough, I don't own an Intellivision to actually use it, but I have it. The last bit of stuff I have my Sega stuff here. Some loose carts, mostly sports titles, like always. I do have Sonic 2, some wrestling games, X-Men, a 32X game, my only one, Game Genie. I got some in the box. Let's see, Terminator, Mortal Kombat, the other Terminator, another Terminator. I got three of them, I guess. Echo the Dolphin, pretty cool title. Little Mermaid, Young Indiana Jones, and some hockey and stuff like that. These are a couple Sonic 3, X-Men 2. I still got to clean these, that's why they're over here. On the very bottom, I have my PS2 stuff, which there's nothing really too spectacular with PS2, but I do have like the Metal Gear Solid 4 limited edition set, Juiced 1 and 2, the first Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, big fan of Metal Gear, and there's all kinds of different ones. There's some Dragon Ball Z, some Mega Man Anniversary, really good one if you want them all in one set. For Wii games, again, not a big Wii collector, but I do have like Mario Kart, GoldenEye, Super Smash Bros. Just your big name titles. And I got some of my original Xbox there, like Turok Evolution, Star Wars Battlefront, and that's pretty much it. So for actual gaming in my room, I have a 32-inch CRT, and I have it hooked up to a splitter box like this, and I have my NES, my Super NES, and my Watermelon Red N64 hooked up. That's ready to go at any time. I still got to get some wires to get my Sega Genesis and my Sega CD hooked up. So I don't have that hooked up yet, and I can't play it, but it's not a big deal. For the most part, I just use emulator for to play any of the games, but from time to time I will fire these up. Like I've been rebeating Super Mario World, one of my favorite games. So for my computer, which is the main thing that I use in this room, I have just a cheap old desk that I got to get upgraded, but it works. I have two LG monitors. This is a TN panel. This one here is an IPS. I did a review on this one here. I use it for a secondary monitor. I have some kind of sound system. I forget the name of it, but it pounds pretty good for what it is. For my keyboard and mouse, I just use the CM Storm. It was a combo for like $30, so it's good enough. I know the mouse, the little wheel or whatever, is starting to give out on it, so I'm gonna have to get it replaced eventually. For when I game, Xbox 360 controller. And for the tower itself, I have a mid-grade motherboard. The CPU is the FX 8350. I keep it clocked at 4 gigahertz. I used to let it
go at 4.2, but I found that it would restart when I would render videos, and it would crash from time to time, so brought it back down and eliminated the problem. So I keep it at 4. I have an 860 cooling it, which I did a review on this. So far I love the cooler, works perfect, no problems there. I have 16 gigs of DDR3 memory. It's the Rip Jaws, works pretty good. I have no complaints for RAM whatsoever. I have an MSI 390X, or R9 390X. Very good card, it's 8 gigs. It's getting a little older now. I know there's the GTX 1080s are ruling the market, but for what I use it for, it works pretty good. I can game on it pretty well, so I'm happy with it. My power supply is a Cooler Master 625. Surprisingly, 600 watts is enough to run this, so I don't see any need to upgrade to something bigger at this time. I do have a CD drive, which I don't use anymore because everything's digital. And for my memory, or storage, I have a 320 watt HD boot drive, which I've had it when I built it first time. I never upgraded to an SSD, so whatever. 3 terabyte Western Digital green drive for all my games and stuff. And I just recently got a Western Digital 500 gig green drive that came out of some e-waste, so instead of trying to scrap it down or try to sell it, I just threw it in my computer for some extra storage, and it works good for that. And no game room is complete without its own bathroom. Excuse me. So I hope everyone liked that game room tour. If you did, drop me a like. Don't forget to subscribe down below. And as always, thank you for viewing.